Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 4 of DMV Rivals. No Monday or Tuesday match, but first match of the week being between two 3-0 teams, Untitled and Silk Road Shaitans. I am Prone, and I'm joined by my co-host, Derive.
Hey, hello, welcome. We definitely have an exciting start to this week number 4. Um, yeah, both these teams are cracked. Both of them have basically gone through their competition pretty easily, handily. I think Untitled especially, it looks like the competition is just not even there. Silk Road Shaitans, I think they did have a bit of a more bumpier route. Sometimes their wins required a 2-1 victory. Um, and I think some of their last wins have been fairly close, so curious to see how this one goes, since these are kind of like the top dogs of DMV right now.
Yeah, I think there's three 3-0 teams, undefeated teams left.
Yeah, I believe
Um,
the last one is Soy Kittle.
Yeah, which is pretty surprising in the pre tournament power rankings. Neither of these three teams were super high. I think the Lou Killers team, Soy Kittle, was up there. Um, but none of these three teams were projected to be number one or two. So yeah, pretty pleasant surprise for these teams to be here.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like standout players on the side of what's it called, Untitled, I'm really looking at Evan DeBank. I seen this guy even when he subs in for other teams, like during scrims, like looks to just like kind of pop off in all the games. Can play multiple different styles of bot lane, like traditional ADC as well as some mages. So I'm really looking forward to them. And then on the other side, I think this like Jason Hoptech duo is really interesting to watch. I think they go back to UMD Academy days, uh, where both of them were on the same team. So they're always a pleasure to watch. Um, just the synergy between them.
Yeah, another very interesting thing for me, in particular, has been the top lane for Silk Road Shaitans and the mid lane for Untitled. Both these players are really punching above their weight, especially Camper on Duty, in my opinion. I feel like he's playing an insanely good weak side top. I think he got like a solo kill on Ornn in a losing matchup or something, if I remember. And For You to Envy has been putting on a pretty impressive performance in the mid lane too, doing everything that's expected to ask of him. And I remember he also popped off in a Syndra game too. So yeah, both these players are incredibly valuable, especially in their draft pick, being that they were lower down but still punching at this level.
Yeah, and looks like the draft has started. We'll have to see how these players kind of like maneuver around the other team. I think Camper on Duty, it was pretty funny. I talked with him personally. He was like, I have no clue what this Mbessa champion, like, how to lane against it. Because, like, he doesn't play the game too often. And he's off-rolled as well into the top lane, so there definitely could be some, like, surprise matchups. Brett, I think, can be very comfortable with, for example, picking a very unconventional pick. But yeah, the bans are coming through. A lot of ADC bans on the side of Untitled. They ban the Sivir, the Varus, and the Talia away from Hoptech. On the other hand, Silk Road Shaitans, they have a bit more unconventional bans. Brand, Lux, and Alawi. Not something
Yeah,
you would exactly see each day. I guess, what are your thoughts on those?
definitely like super targeted bans. The Tilia respect ban, super huge to Hop Deck. That goes to his playstyle, and then also taking away the Rise. So two extremely strong and high prio mid laners on the patch being targeted from Untitled, so they have their priorities. They know what their priorities are. Um, and I like the Alawi respect ban because if you, especially if you're fill top playing these weak side top laners, although Alawi's like not even super great at the moment, it's just like it makes life a living hell playing something like Mordekaiser or Scion.
Yeah.
So, Azir being locked in, another one of the strongest mid laners on the patch, another Hop Tech specialty, no surprise there.
Yeah, I think when we, like an LCK in particular, Azir, Orianna are really popular. And then after that, you kind of see like the Rise come in. In this case, it looks like Untitled is really favoring kind of that map rotation team play style, immediately locking in the Rise early. And Silk Road Shaitans, I think, on the other hand, are just immediately kind of going for a more comfortable front-to-back style. You have the Azir, the Nautilus to provide frontline. Basically go for any target that you see in front of you. So Untitled, I'm kind of curious what they can opt in for here. Maybe like can kind of facilitate the Rise, considering Rise has good lockdown, can easily roam. Maybe like an aggressive jungle or an aggressive bot lane, I think would be nice.
Karma being locked in does pair well with those mage bots that Evan DeBank plays, so they are probably leaning more towards like this high range, high poke, high mobility comp, whereas Silk Road Shaitan's locking the Nautilus on 2 with nothing shown in game 1. They're just very confident taking these front to back 5v5 team style comps, or team fight style comps, especially with the Azir already. So I would expect like a mage or something to come out here.
Yeah, you
Zyra
say that.
could be a flex.
So I think Silk Road Shaitans has some options here. Obviously, you have your jungle left. Zyra can go flex. I don't know if Evan DeBank is one of those players that plays like Zyra in the middle of the lane. It could be jungle as well. But I think right now, Silk Road Shaitans, they could look for something even like the J4. Opt in for the Jhin instead, but I was thinking J4 maybe because you notice all over the side of Untitled, they don't have any mobility. If you have an Azir and a Nautilus, it's very easy to follow up with the J4. But the Jhin,
Yeah,
I think you can comment on that. I think you're the resident bot laner, even though you're playing jungle this season.
yeah. I think I don't really like the Jhin champion, especially in game 1 with a lot of the pool available still. Even though Sivir Varus had gone, like Aphelios still open, Kaisa Yunara is still open, like a lot of great stuff. So Jhin being locked in early just really signifies that they want a stronger top side. So maybe Camper on Duty is gonna cook with this R5 pick. They're leaving Swain open too, so maybe they have something cooking in the top lane. But
Yeah,
also this Zyra pick, I'm pretty sure it's bot lane because I know Dota 2's beater and there's no chance he's playing Zyra. So this is probably a mage Zyra bot.
I see. I wonder if maybe like the Jhin was locked in to kind of do the bouncing grenades on the plants. I don't know how that interaction goes, but yeah, some of the junglers being banned out. We see J4, I think a really smart choice, kind of protection ban from their own team. Wukong actually being banned out from Silk Road Shaitans is kind of surprising to me because that's something that I would think Jason might actually opt in for playing versus something like the Zyra Karma in the bot lane. It looks like they have something something else up their sleeve.
I actually do like the Wukong ban. Jason is a very strong Wukong player, but given this kind of comp and counter pick on jungle, if you're picking Wukong on 4, I feel like it'd be incredibly hard to play it into 3 mages and potentially a 4th AP champion too. So that would not be like the best Wukong angle. So I like it banning it because Wukong Rise is also very strong, can disrupt whatever Silk Road Shaitans are planning to play on 4 if they didn't pick Wukong. Looking like Jace jungle could be a flex again.
Yeah, I like
But
that,
Jace jungle
honestly.
did get weakened a little bit.
Yeah, Jace is definitely one of the strongest junglers on the patch, but also since you have a Jhin on the team, it provides really easy lockdown. If you land a Shock Blast into a Jhin W, it really facilitates like your Nautilus. I think on the side of Untitled here, you just need some strong 80 bruisers in the top and mid lane, sorry, top and jungle. You have Zyra and Ryze who are already definitely enough AP damage, so they need a bit of a mix up here. Opt in for the Xin Zhao. And top lane, I think Bread, known for a bit more spicy picks as we see like the Alawi and Urgot band. I'm really curious what he pulls out here.
Yeah, they did leave the Swain open, so they might be taunting him into it. I do like the Shinzo. There are a few champs that are a little bit stronger right now that could be played, like Aatrox or Ambessa. If you're really looking for strong AD junglers, but Shinzo always a very strong fallback. The blind Olaf, however, I don't particularly like it. The Silk Shitons have a lot of range and also have an Azir wall, so not super high value.
Yeah, I think it depends on what Camper and Duty can play here. It might just be Bread kind of challenging him, saying, hey, your champion pool is not large enough. I can just blind Olaf into you. I think conventionally we would see stuff like Gnar being picked into Olaf or any ranged matchup. Something that can get away from the Undertow. In this case, we'll just be a Scion in the top lane. Basically just looking to relax, try to get away from the early game. Definitely a strong champ. It might just be something that they need for the comp as well, since Nautilus can't just go in by himself. So Scion provides a lot of utility to the team, provides basically a beef wall for something like the Azir or the Jace to be able to walk through or walk with.
Yeah, I think if they were planning to play something like Scion, I know they were trying to look for counter pick, but I think optimally, like if you have Habibi Poppy and Camper on duty autofilled on top lane, um, Scion on 3 and then protecting it with some bans, I feel like is a little better, and giving Habibi Poppy or like in general like any ADC more options to choose from instead of having just Jhin um, is a lot better, because now the game really rests on top tech and Jason the other. Jhin doesn't have like super high carry potential, and it is a Scion. So yeah, this mid jungle really gonna have to do a lot of heavy lifting this game.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like the team comps, I do like Silk Road Chaitons in the mid to late game. However, you notice Untitled, I think all of their characters are really strong in the early game. Like for example, Olaf will definitely have an easy lane in the top lane. Ryze can trade HP to push in the wave mid lane, and then bot lane I think is going to be possibly the biggest teller of the series. If we see something like the Zyra and the Karma just annihilate the lane, it could be quite bad for the side of Silk Road Shaitans. It means they can't really pivot away. So we'll have to see whether Evan DeBank and can kind of just Evan DeBank and Azister can just pop off in this bot lane, or whether Habibi Papi and Shmila can survive.
Yeah, I think we're in game now. Actually,
Yep.
do we have delay or?
No delay.
I've never done it with going straight into the game.
Yeah, it's usually as like the first time it has been working. So definitely definitely nice. As
Yeah.
immediately level 1 action, we can see I need to switch the sides 1 second. You can take it away for now.
Yeah, pretty standard map. I believe both junglers will be wanting to pad bot. This bot lane can be very volatile, even though it is a mage bot lane on the side of Untitled, but a lot of trading should be happening early. I don't know if Schmiedlock started W, but Habibi Poppy really, the Silk Road Chaitons really just want to keep it stable until Jason the Other can get there. But Jason the Other is pathing top lane actually, so we'll be leaving Habibi Poppy out and playing for the Scion, which is a little interesting.
Yeah, we're seeing a barrier heal in the bot lane. We can mostly just survive. As top lane, I think obviously is another role to kind of watch. Bread is very yummy playing the Olaf, going Ghost TP, and definitely be aggressive with the Ghost.
Yeah, Bread cooking something up there in the top lane, and we see Poke coming out from the Zyra. Should just be the name of the game for this bot lane. Dodge the hook, land your Arcane Comet, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think the fact that this bot lane, like the jungle matchup is split, you see Xin Zhao's pathing downwards, Jace is pathing upwards, really means that Habibi Poppy and Schmiedellock really have to kind of keep their potions, try to stay as healthy as possible, don't take any aggressive trades. On the other side, I think Bread, same case though, is like, you're playing the Olaf, however, since you're being on weak side, I'd be careful. Top lane could be a solo kill.
It's very yummy. Has to be a little bit careful. Pops the W shield to stay alive, but I don't think he's expecting Jason the Other to be pathing up. He does take the cheater recall now, which is pretty good for him. It leaves the map leaves the lane in a pretty good state. As Scion has to pick up this wave, but yeah, does respect the path up just in case, because they have no idea where Jason the Other is right now.
Yeah, exactly. Bot lane, a bit of a skirmish going in through, nice hook.
Lock, landing the hook. Karma W does come out to trade the root, but nothing more should come out of it. Heal is popped on the back end for both supports. Things getting a little bit scrappy, and Dota 2's beater will have the option to touch this lane soon if he wants to.
Yeah. It's one of those things where maybe you would even opt in, maybe that hook is not exactly good for you. Because one of your jungler is in the top side. Even taking equal trades may not be good, but looks like they're healthy enough. Ended up burning the heal from Azister, so that was quite nice. They should realize that the Xin Zhao is down here in the bot lane. Same case for Bread, going for that cheater recall. The wave's pushing back into him. So overall, both teams right now are playing it quite nice on the weak side. Like no one's making any mistakes. As so far, fairly even game. Not too much action yet.
Yeah, Scuttles are traded. Both junglers start their backs for their second full clears. The bank lands the root onto Habibi Poppy. I think more to come of that. He should be looking for the recall soon as his mana drops
Camper's in
low. Camper on
trouble.
duty still hasn't taken his recall yet, and will pop. And Bird is very yummy. Will pop the ghost, so now he should be taking his recall to teleport back in. Pretty aggressive ghost, but nothing really comes of it.
I think Camper burned Flash. I think he had to burn it immediately, otherwise the Undertow would keep on chipping at him.
Oh yeah, I
So
didn't.
yeah, with the Flash being burned, and I think from top lane, looks like the lane is pushing into Bread is very yummy. And we see Dota 2 is beater on the way, but bot lane.
Yeah, the bot lane, Habibi Poppy does land the Deadly Flourish on the Evan the Bank, and he has to flash out. Habibi Poppy also wanted to be the Shock Blast misses, and the last auto from Easter gets the kill. Jason the other wants to keep looking, but a 1-for-1 where the Habibi Poppy trades for Easter is pretty good. In the top lane, Red is very yummy, wants to tough it out, wants to keep going in. The Undertow lands, Camper on duty has nowhere to go, and will drop to Bread is very yummy. A good solo kill in the top lane. He will be able to get away from the zombie. But that is how the lane is supposed to go, I think, early game.
Yeah, when Olaf gets low, it's never really a case where he's gonna die. You know, with the lifesteal, he's just gonna keep on living. I think critically in the bot side too, Evan the Bank burns the TP, but actually survives, gets enough HP that he's able to stay and soak up the wave under turret. I think his sister being able to trade the kill there is so good for them. As now, both top lane and their bot lane are now comfortably ahead. Habibi Poppy burned both of his summoners, so could definitely be a reap target.
This is like an absolutely great map state for Untitled right now. They know that Jason the Other is pathing up now, so they'll have 100% priority on this dragon. And if Habibi Poppy also has no summoners, Easter was able to get the kill and even save his flash, so they can like hold something if they really want to onto Habibi Poppy. He does steal half the wave with that Mantra Q though. But yeah, it's an absolutely great map state. And Bread is very yummy is winning in isolation, so this is exactly how you wanted the early game to go.
Yeah, you'll notice Hoptech here had to reset with so for you to envy will have a bit of a priority in this lane. I think it's really eyes on Dota 2's beater and this Rise. Seeing if you can actually exit this lane, maybe get this dragon for the team. As bot lane also securing priority. Jason's in the area though, so we'll be able to sniff something out.
Yeah, they won't be able to enter easily through bot lane, but Dota 2's beater will still respect it, backs off the dragon, knowing that Jason the Other could be around off of his second full clear. So nothing will happen of that. Great move by Jason the Other to use his tempo to run bot side, but now Red is very yummy, taking these proxy waves, gives him quite a lot of time to just mess around with the Jace or mess around with mid lane or anything. He'll take the second wave, so he has like a minute to just go do whatever he wants.
Yeah, you can take a reset, you can walk towards dragon, even mid lane. Really up to you. It's like he's gonna take damage from the wave. But in this case, I mean, Dota 2 is beater. Will just be going back to his top side, returning for his camps that are respawned. So I can't imagine too much will be happening here, but yeah, this dragon's still up. See if either team really opts in for it.
Yeah, Jason the Other hanging around on his blue buff wall. Should be pathing up now, but I don't think either jungler is looking at this dragon right now. Dota 2's beater can still just full clear back down, and they might trade the dragons for the grubs, which is not too bad given their current state.
Yeah, I think the grubs with Olaf is honestly not a bad choice. Obviously, the Rise isn't that super great at taking turrets, but either way, I think just having a split push Olaf would be enough incentive. This bot lane, I think, is starting to take a bit of a beating. We see Evan the Bank completed his first item, component at least, and Schmiedellock going a bit low on resources.
Yeah, Habibi Poppy is committing to this Stormrazor, so his items pre-BF Sword are going to be really, really bad. There's almost no chance they can take trades into Evan the Bank's Faded Ashes right now. So just forever getting pushed in, forever getting poked by Arcane Comet. That's kind of Lyra's bread and butter. Does miss that cannon though. Plus -1 and +1 for Habibi, I guess.
Yeah, let's see how both these teams react. It looks like Dota 2 is beater, wants to take this dragon here. Jason's on the other side. We'll see if they have any knowledge of this. Maybe he can take the grubs. As Hoptech now has a stream of shuffle. That's also an angle for Jason to take as he's in the left wing here. But
yeah, looks like the Dragon for Grubs trade will happen. Nothing much more coming out of that. Stabilizing the map state is pretty good for Silk Road Chaitons, and it's pretty even now.
yeah, I mean, so far the pacing of the game, both of these teams are basically map splitting, playing cross maps. So overall, I mean, macro from both these teams, as expected, is really good. No one's doing anything super egregious. I think every fight so far has also kind of been understandable.
Yeah, this is exactly kind of what Silk Road Chaitons needs to stabilize. The Olaf has not been able to push his advantage further, and the Scion is just getting to farm his cult, which is pretty huge. The bot lane is going down slowly as expected, but it's not super big of a deal. It is a Jhin. You will always have utility value out of him. And mid lane, both mid laners just farming up. Nothing too big happening there.
Yeah, I think we're really gonna start seeing stuff happening. Actually, never mind.
Oh, the Stranglethorn just comes out immediately. Habibi probably gets tagged up by both. Does have Flash Up available still and will flash out. But AC Hitster misses the Karma Q, and the last auto will finish the kill, but has to burn everything for it on the other side. Schmiedlock autoing Evan the Bank down. The big launcher E to Saber, but the Dredge line will finish the kill. Here comes Jason the other to finish them off. A double kill, 2 for 1. For the side of Silk Road Chaitons.
Yeah, I think it was an incredible look from the side of Untitled. Them getting that Stranglethorns combo would look so good for them, but Jason was in the area, was there right on time. And with both Azistar and Evan the Bank flashing forward, it's just an easy cleanup from there. So well played from Jason with a counter gank.
Yeah, Jason the other 3-0 now. Always needs exactly where he needs to be. And even when he is not padded down, he is still able to touch his bot lane first and impact that lane.
Man, these top laners.
Stuff out of them.
You see both of them just like on the other side of the map. One is farming at the other tier 2 turret. Camper's farming at this tier 2 turret.
Classic Scion versus Olaf things. Notice who's beater just resetting off his bot side. We'll see that this is exactly why Jace is so strong. Such fast clear time even with the nerf, but also just being able to impact the lane even from like so far outside of it. He can just throw QE. Oh. Hoptech just do the shuffle and force the flash out of for you to envy. That's pretty huge cooldown for the dragon coming up in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's really good timing, right? This stream of shuffle, it's not super valuable until maybe a minute before the dragon, so being able to burn a flash, that's 5-minute cooldown. I think it's really critical. So it means that for you to envy, might have to play a bit safe. As Hoptech looks to get a bit more aggressive.
Going in again, straight off the teleport, so he'll have the move speed to keep up, but for you to envy just running out of there again. The pressure is on for you to envy. He's getting kind of outscaled. The Nashers is there now. Here in the bot lane, Dredge line comes out, everything connects, and the Death Charge will CC Evan the Bank down, and he'll go down to the 4th shot from Habibi Poppy. Another great setup gank from Jason the other.
It just looked so easy. He just walked into the lane, landed a shock blast, and that was it. That was just gank. He didn't really have to do that much else. I mean, Evan the Bank and Azistar not being able to kind of safely push up. They have a pink ward as unstoppable force. It's kind of stoppable.
He pops the Ragnarok, just runs straight on Camper on duty. Camper on duty doesn't have the unstoppable onslaught to get out, and will just have to walk out of there. His flash is available, and he will elect not to use it. Just goes down. A great solo kill again for Bread is very yummy.
Alright, Bread sort of needed that for his team as his bot lane was the 2 deaths were pretty valuable. But in this case, the dragon spawning in a minute. We'll have to see how both of these teams kind of position for it. Hoptech obviously has the flash. We'll have the stream of shuffle soon. When you look at the bot side, Azistar, Evan the Bank, for you to envy, all do not have flashes up. So if one overextends just a tiny bit, that's an angle for Hoptech to potentially launch himself forward.
Yeah. Dimitri, I'm seeing the roads getting paved right now. They are looking pretty good. If I were Untitled, I wouldn't want to play this dragon, since we know that all the flashes are down and Stream of Shuffle will be up, Depth Charge will be up, everything to CC the front to back fight. It will be just straight up like setting them up and knocking them down. So It'd be really hard to play this bot side here.
I will say, I mean, there's definitely angles, right? You do have the Rise Realm Warp. You don't necessarily have to take a full 4-on-4, just like maybe Silk Road Chaitons would prefer. If you Realm Warp into the backline, maybe you could take a 4v2. Oh my goodness.
Hoptech missing the Shurima Shuffle. Suddenly, the map looks very different.
Hey, the roads! What happened to them? Is it... Is that a road? I can't quite tell. That doesn't look really
Yeah,
look like
I
a
think that
road,
road
huh?
got paved straight to the building. Oh, didn't it? He just drove straight into that brick wall, I guess.
Yeah,
But now
immediately
this
look at
dragon
what
looks
Untitled is
different.
doing. They honestly do not care at all about the side of Silk Road Chaitons right now. I mean, it is just kind of a free dragon. Without that stream of shuffle, it's just really easy to walk in, take this dragon. But
Yeah, it looks like they
Jason the
might
other
get
want to
pinched
take
in the
it.
river here. Yeah, they have to respect it, and they just have to back out of the river here as Schmiedlock looking to pinch from the Tri-Brush. The teleport comes out from Fred is very yummy, and they're forcing the Olaf TP to secure this dragon. Okay, that is the decision. I mean, it's not good or bad. I guess it's fine.
Yeah, if this was in an old patch, I would just say maybe the bot lane could just reset, Olaf can take over your lane, but since quests do exist, Olaf will have to return to the top lane. But yeah, second dragon going to the side of Untitled, I think.
Oh, Dredgeline lands, and Evan DeBank had turned aggro for a second. Here comes the Jin ult. Does get cancelled, and the Stranglethorns will force the flash out of Schmiedlock. Dota 2's beater here. Crescigard to secure the kill. Easy hits their flashes in to root the BB Poppy, and now he's under turret by himself. 1 HP, and the plant will finish the kill. A great dive. Here comes BB Poppy now. Or Hoptech. I don't think anything will come out of it, but a great dive.
Yeah, really well played. They juggled that perfectly. I mean, Evan DeBank taking that last turret shot, drops down 10% HP. Overall, everyone was fairly healthy. I kind of have to question Habibi Papi. I mean, he sort of exited the curtain call a bit early. I'm not quite sure if maybe the Stranglethorns knocked him up or something like that. But definitely I thought it could have been a kill onto his sister. In any case, Untitled looking strong. They, despite those early deaths in the bot lane, we'll have a strong lead here. Have 2 dragons. Also, if you want to accelerate your lead, obviously Soul is the best option for this patch. Since Otacon no longer exists, there's very little like comeback mechanics in the side of the game. So them pushing towards the Soul is definitely important.
Yeah, Brett is very yummy, using his hard-earned priority to secure that dragon to help them stack the Soul Undertow. Lands and will force Camper on duty back out of the lane. Will take the teleport for his efforts. But yeah, just the winning topside, transitioning his lead to bot and carrying them unrejected.
Yeah, Herald looks like it's also being taken by Evan DeBank, or sorry, Dota 2 is beater. As both these teams posturing around the area, but I think with Jason and the other recalling, will not be any contest.
Yeah, Jason the other hovering under the Untitled team, and they will have to sit around as Dota 2's beater solos up the Rift Herald. We'll collect another neutral objective. Everything except for the grubs collected so far for the side of Untitled.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say, like, what is Silk Road Chaitons doing? Why are they not contesting these objectives? It's really difficult to. It's sort of what they're supposed to do, as Jason the other in a bit of trouble. Pops the Yomo's
Chase come
Realm
up, Realm Warp comes out on top of Jason the other. Flash is available, so he will use it immediately to get out. Uptech arriving on the scene, but will also leave as well. Dredgeline to re-engage, misses as well. Good flash burned from Jason the other.
Yeah, I think Silk Road Chaitons, it might look like they're playing a bit passive, but they're honestly looking just to farm up, kind of just remain stable for the mid game. I think once we start hitting this third dragon, we'll start seeing them kind of look for more fights, as Optech might be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah. Optech being collapsed on in the bottom lane right now. I'm waiting for the director camera to switch, but Dota 2's beater lands the root onto Hoptech. Before you to Envy might be playing a little bit too far, has to burn the flash away. Hoptech being able to live after burning flash and ult.
Yeah, I think the only deaths from Untitled have so far been when they've walked too far forward.
Schmiedlock looking to all-in Evan DeBank, but now Depth Charge comes out onto Easister instead. Stranglethorns to cut off the follow-up, but Curtain Call will be available, and he will pop that immediately. Easister goes down for his efforts.
Oh, TP in the top lane too. Looks like Optech wants a bit more action towards Bread is very yummy.
Yeah, they want to punish this proxy, but Bread is very yummy. Just running and pulling a bounce, pulling all 5 people to the top side of the map. Probably aware of it now and will just fight to the death, but now Pop's Ghost Ragnarok is also available if he needs
Well,
to.
he's out
Runs
of
back
there.
to turret and gets that gold and is running out of there, but Schmiedlock still on the chase. Ragnarok is still available. He should just be out of there. That is the Bowson law, right? Oh wait, Hoptech might be able to secure the kill. W is still available, he's just out.
I can't understate how huge that is. 42 to Envy just got a full turn in the bot lane. They're putting Herald in the mid lane. Somehow Bread also got oh no,
Brent very
don't do it.
pops it out. Does go down. Disrespects top tech on the dive. Maybe 40 to Envy might go down here too, but Camper on duty does not have unstoppable onslaught, so we'll just take him out of there. That was a little bit dicey.
Okay,
But
a bit of a consolation prize for Hoptech. He does get the solo kill, or you can call it a solo kill after a bit of time, and top lane turret as well. But again, 3 turrets taken for an Untitled right before this dragon will definitely be very big.
yeah, that's a Baus classic right there. Pull all 5 people, get the turret and the wave, and then get out, but then just die randomly. So we have a bit of a cosplay going on.
I think the action won't quite stop there yet. We'll see both these teams. Dragon up, third dragon obviously very important. You want to prevent Untitled from getting the soul point. As looks like maybe all 5 members from both sides are running towards there. We already see Silk Road Chaitons, 4 members mid lane, camper on duty, trying to get out away from.
Yeah, Untitled just straight up give up the mid wave and are just playing in the rivers. Position does not look super great. Bed is very yummy, is now rotating over, but the Emperor's Divide, Evan the Bank respectfully flashes it, so a huge ulti gone, but also a big summoner gone. Evan the Bank now being sectioned away from his team. Dreadlight misses, and now 5 people just sitting in the middle of the river for Silk Road Shaitans as the dragon gets pulled out right now.
Yeah, Untitled wants to fight. Red has a nice
onto
flank.
the dragon. Crescent Guard comes out and knocks away Camper on duty from his team. No flash available, but Unstoppable Onslaught coming up shortly. Will flash out. Now Ragnarok, Red is very yummy in the middle of the entire team. Stranglethorns lands onto 4. Camper on duty is about to go down. Dota 2's beater, 1v1ing Hoptech in the back. Hoptech, no flash available. Gets another kill onto Zister for his efforts, but will go down in the end. That's a 4 for 2, and Dragon's soul points for Untitled now.
Yeah, really big. Oh, somehow the really good looks from the side of both these teams, but it does look like Untitled just came out on top, had 3 people up, the dragon also taken, and they're just 1 point away from Infernal Soul at this point. Now, when you look at their champions, right, you have the Zyra, the Karma. The Zyra sending you an Infernal Soul plant just sounds unbearable in my eyes.
Yeah, the poke comp will just get pokier. This might have been one of the 2 best souls for Zyra and Karma and Rise, and I guess Olaf too with his Q poke. But we see how hard it is to execute this kind of comp from Silk Road Shaitans if they're not like grossly ahead. Azir and Jace, especially when Hoptech had to burn the Emperor's Divide early, they lost a lot of tools to play that fight. And with all the flashes being available too, it made it much more difficult.
Yeah, exactly. I think you can see in both cases right before these dragons, the moment the Emperor's Divide is burnt, you see how much pressure it relieves from the side of Untitled. It means that their backline carries like the Rise, the Zyra, can now kind of just play however they want. I also want to point out Bread is very yummy. He just had an excellent flank in that fight. All of the side Silk Road Shaitans were in that bush, and Bread comes from the left side, is able to land a huge undertow, and I think that also helped set up the fight afterwards.
Yeah, he just sent it straight in. It looked like he just died really fast, but he landed a lot of AoE damage and also a huge slow that allowed the Stranglethorns to also land straight onto 3 people as well.
Yeah, at this point, it's kind of just full recovery mode from the side of Silk Road Shaitans. I mean, maybe you can get a 3rd item on the Azir, maybe an Infinity Edge on the side of the Jhin. But until then, I think Untitled game is in their hands. Looks like a bit of a strange TP. Oh, Bread actually going for a flank, I think.
I will say, I do like the scaling out of Silk Road Shaitans. Ghost and Flash traded from Bread is very yummy, but a TP as well. Pings come out onto Baron now. I don't think anything big should happen, but 2 big summoners burned from Bread is very yummy.
Man, that felt like targeted. It was just sent it straight to Hoptech, burned the Ragnarok, split second in. Smearlock, really nice buffer on Stranglethorns, burns that cooldown. But I think it's honestly not bad, right? The Olaf burning the Ghost for the Azir's Flash. Actually, I guess Ghost TP. Overall, not that bad. He'll probably just return back to the top lane since Baron is up. Obviously, you want TP on the rise in the bot lane. It also means Hoptex has less options to go for a Streamer Shuffle, kind of make that big, huge play that the team needs. As I would imagine Untitled at this point probably will set up some Baron side vision, but afterwards probably shift their vision closer to the bot side as the Soul is just in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I will say I do like the scaling out of Silk Road Chitons a little better. The comp is a little bit harder to pull off, but eventually this Jin will hit like a truck. It will just take a bit of time. Eventually the Scion will become unkillable. It will just take a bit of time, especially in the current state. And it is harder for Untitled to get their damage off because they're all relatively close range, except for the Zyra.
Yeah.
Or you to Envy just taking all of his HP.
Yeah, you're saying it's really hard for them to
hard.
get damage off. He can't even walk up to the lane. Like, it's so hard to CS. He just has to wait for the Azir to kind of push back into him. But yeah, until the Soul really spawns, I'm not expecting too much action. Optech, I think, has to do his best to kind of keep this ball lane under wraps. Make sure he can apply some pressure for the team. As both these teams looking to probably reset, I imagine, fairly soon.
Yeah, Hoptech might look for something here as he presses up towards the turret. Dota 2's beater lurking down onto that bottom side river and won't get spotted out by a ward. Pings come out onto him as well. But yeah, these shock blasts and these soldiers are just really starting to hurt, even from their disadvantage right now.
Yeah, a lot of gold on the side of Silk Road Chitons. I'm actually kind of surprised they're not backing quite yet. A BB Poppy, I think he wants to reset, has a BF sword in base. Optech has 1700 gold. Maybe we'll be looking to the TP. You see Untitled has already reset. The Rise is back on the map. Evan the Bank also... Oh, what is flash forward?
Rory to Envy flashing forward does land the root. Hoptech just goes down. Just like that. Didn't respect the actualizer. I didn't either.
Wow, that was just a flat-out solo kill in the face of... I mean, Schmiedelok and Jason were right behind him, but that's so huge. 22 seconds on the Dragon. Hoptech has 38 seconds on the death timer. I think this might just be a free soul.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, for you to Envy, you wouldn't expect it, but this guy's such a beast. He's punching up so hard, and like solo killing Hoptech on such a crucial timer, especially when Azir had like everything unavailable. I believe that was just massive disrespect from Hoptech, and now that's just straight up soul gone.
Yeah, and we mentioned before this Zyra with the Infernal Soul. That's not something you want to play into, as looks like the side of Silk Road Chaitan's trying to maybe do something in the top side, but there's no chance they can start this Baron at this point.
Yeah, so Chaitan's sitting in the topside river, but Realm Warp will come out behind them. This is a great flank, and 2 just immediately pop to the Infernal Soul. Jason the other, and now Habibi Poppy immediately gone. Dredgeline comes out, but there's no Emperor's Divide. There's no road available for them to take. Camber on duty, going down, and now Hoptech will fall too. That's a 5-for-1. And now the Baron going over to Untitled.
Huge fight from Untitled, sorry. As they just kind of wrap up the fight immediately. I don't even know who that was at the very beginning. They just blew up 100-0. It wasn't even close as Bread. I mean, just chasing the backline. Evan DeBank, the only casualty for the entire team. I think they'll happily take the Soul, happily take the Baron. Soon the game, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, you called it out earlier in the game. The front to back is good for Silk Road Chaitons, but that Realm Warp got them straight onto Jason the Other and Habibi Poppy. They just disappeared. And that was all she wrote. 7,000 gold lead now for Untitled. As Bears Very Yummy pushes down this bot tier 2, a great map state for them.
Yeah, I think it just comes from the draft. They know what they want. Untitled, I mean, they have that roaming mid laner. The bot lane is just infuriating to play against. Really a strong point on the map. And Bread also, once again, unique champion pick. Picks out the Olaf. It's been showing up really great in this game.
Yeah, I doubted the Olaf in draft, but it has been insanely valuable so far. That Shock Blast, and then Identical Flourish will come out too. Having a bang takes a little poke damage, but his poke is probably better right now. But yeah,
I think at this point we'll probably just see a 4-1 or a 3-1. I think Rise can definitely be a bit safe on the side lane as the Realm Warp. But it looks like they will just push as 5 as Bread is also in the area. I guess they're quite scared of Silk Road Chaitons maybe making snap engage, maybe with the Scion ult. Yeah, some resets coming in through. I think their Baron play might be a bit stunted.
Yeah, waves coming in for mid and top. All the inner or the tier 2 turrets gone now. So Untitled looking to push in onto the inhib turrets. Mid and top looks to be the focus.
Yeah, I mean, so far they're holding on quite well. These Jay's Shock Blast, you can see Evan DeBank kind of taken quite low. Uptech.
Oh, Hoptech, Emperor's Divide. The road is open. The traffic cones are gone. Double kill picked up quickly, and now Bread is very yummy. Has the TP in, and then Ragnarok out of there. A huge double kill for Sokro Chaitons.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when Uptech finally gets an angle. Burns the flash. 2 kills immediately just happen like that onto the bot lane of Untitled. Worried Envy might be in a bit of trouble too, as Habiba, he's chasing him down like a madman. Realm Warp.
I do want to keep the fight going, but Realm Warp will come out, so he'll get out of there, but almost fadeaway kills Habibi Poppy on the back end.
I think that was just an EQ, right? Am I crazy?
I think it was QEQ, yeah.
Jeez.
Without the actualizer too.
But yeah, he's got a needlessly large rod in the territory or in his inventory. Imagine if that becomes a Rabadon's. I don't even know what that's gonna be. He's gonna die to a single Q at this point.
Yeah, we almost saw the James Harden, the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander fadeaway on the baby Poppy right there, bro. That would have been nasty.
That would have been hype. I mean, he already got a solo kill on Hoptech. Not much you could ask for this game. But yeah, Elder will spawn in 2 minutes. I think that's kind of the one saving grace for the side of Silk Road Chaitons at this point. When the game is this far doomed, obviously, one of the very few comeback mechanics in this game is to go for an Elder flip. Go for that 50-50. Try to even just win the smite fight. Jason, you got this. Maybe you can take that 50-50. As actually, they're going for a fight.
Will just come out. Deadly Flourish lands onto Evan DeBank, and he's just gone. Once again, 2 picks back to back. He'll be up for the Elder, but now Silk Road Chaitons want to capitalize on this. The wave will be cleared, so only the kill so far. Right, it's very yummy. Lurking on the backside, but Deadly Flourish lands again, and he'll have the Ragnarok out. These Jin W's are deadly.
Yeah, this is the front to back coming in through. 1 CC lands, and that's all it takes. Evan DeBank, no flash available, here. Just such an easy target. Schmidlock once more.
Dredge line lands again, and this time there's no Ragnarok available. The Duck Charge lands. Emperor's Divide on 4. The road is fully open now. They might just be pushing in for more now. Evan DeBank still down for 10.
What is happening? Silk Road Chaitons have come alive. They're pushing down the mid lane as 5. This turret is like paper.
I think Silk Road Chaitons just I think they just changed to ARAM mode and just sent it straight down mid. Only one lane, only all random champions. Just send it straight down and keep fighting.
Yeah, I mean, it's working out for them, and I think Untitled, they're making a mistake, right? They need to split up the map. They need to make sure that side of Silk Road Chaitons is separated. They need this Olaf to be in a side lane. Until then, if you're matching them 5-on-5, you can see what happens, especially when you don't have flash.
Yeah, they're just not respecting the Deadly Flourishes and the dredge lines. So they're just constantly getting caught. Dota2's Beater will walk into Jason the other here. Both lose a little bit of HP, but Dota2's Beater just keeps looking for more. Undertow will not land, but Ghost was popped by Bread is very yummy too. We can tell the pressure is on for them.
Yeah, Evan DeBank dropped a bit low, but he does have the TP. He can recuperate his HP for this dragon fight. But once again, the ARAM is coming in through. Silk Road Chaitons, they don't care about that bot wave. They're just going straight for the Elder.
Yeah, Bread is very yummy. Almost getting caught again. Pings come out onto the top wave. They want to collect it, but at the same time, they know that the Elder is alive now. All 5 members of the Silk Road Chaitons are in the river. No flash, but Evan DeBank might go down. Curtain Call is still available.
He needs
Evan
the TP.
DeBank does have TP, so he might have to TP back in. But the Elder has been started by Jason the Other. All 5 Silk Road Chaiton members playing around the Elder. The TP will come out from Evan DeBank. Schmidlock taking up the front line. Dota2's Beater pressing up forward, but not able to land anything. Undertow lands, nothing more. Shock Blast will also miss. Dota2's Beater going straight. The pressing card lands onto Hoptech, and Emperor's Divide only finds 1 as Peel to get out of there. 40 to Envy flashing over, seeing sight on Hoptech, and he will get the kill onto him and pops the Zanya.
Elder's down.
Secure for Untitled, and now BB Poppy might also go down. All the HP bars just pop immediately. Silk Road Chaitons had it in their sights. They were so close, but that is a 5-for-0 ace
That is all she wrote. Silk Road Chaitons will be taken down as easily as that. And it started off with Dota 2 as beater. He just immediately went for Hop Tech in his sights, forced out the Emperor's Divide, forced this the Shurima Shuffle away from the team fight. And that means the side of Silk Road Chaitons, they lost all their damage. I mean, this Jin is not going to be able to burst through the Olaf, is not going to be able to burst through the Xin Zhao. And for you to envy, flashes over, secures the kill for the team as the rest of the team takes the Elder. Really well played from the side of Untitled, taking the first match of the series.
They made them work for it. They made them work for it,
Oh,
for sure. But
jeez.
yeah, in the end, Untitled does take game number 1. Super well played from Dota 2's beater on that Elder, and then for you to envy just to clean up on the back line. That's that mid jungle synergy that they need.
Yeah, I think there were sparks of life for the side of the Silk Road Chaitons. Once they started that front to back team fight, I mean, they had like the ball rolling. They got multiple picks back to back to back, but Untitled clutched up at the end and really well played there. All right, we'll be heading to a short break as we get prepped for game 2. But holy moly, stay tuned because I think this series is going to be a banger. Hello
Welcome
and
back.
oh, we're welcoming you everyone back.
Welcome back to game 2 of Untitled versus Silk Road Shaitan. Sorry about that, Dimitri.
We didn't say who's welcoming you, but everyone is welcome in any case.
Everyone is welcome. Yes, everyone. It's gonna be a banger game. Draft starting already. The same bands plus Gwen. The same 2 bands plus Gwen for Untitled, and the same 2 bands plus something for Silk Road Shaitans. It was a Lowy last game. We'll see what it is now.
Yeah, Silk Road Shaitans, obviously, they ended up losing the previous game, so their side selection for this one opted in to remain on red side. Wait, immediately locked in. So Untitled, looks like they're just prioritizing that mid lane. Wait
Could
is
be a
definitely an
flex.
interesting pick, though, for first pick.
Yeah, it could be a flex. I feel like all of these mid lane champs are like flexes for Untitled, so it's like super OP to just pick a mage on one because they're already good anyways. So we'll see if Untitled pairs it with another poke style champion, but Talia being opened up for game 2 with the Gwen ban. Interestingly enough, also Silk Road Shaitans choose red again. I wonder if they're going with the same like draft strategy of picking R5 top.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad option. I think red is very yummy. Obviously, it has some of those picks that are a bit unconventional, can definitely be used as counter picks. And in this case, really what I want to see from Silk Road Shaitans is nothing passive. I want to see the agency. I want to see them make plays for themselves as opposed to having to rely on mid-game team fights to get leads. And I think in this case, Optech on the Talia is really showing that. Definitely has agency there, has the Weaver's Wall. As the Zeri locked in. Not super
Zeri also
popular, right?
Zeri also has agency, yeah, but I wouldn't say she is also very popular. Definitely true. Habibi Poppy, I think he plays Zeri. I would respect it. Not one of the more popular crit champions on the patch, so have to see how this plays out. I don't really like super like that they're just blinding AD super early. Especially if they're really playing for this R5 top, like it might just be like Cassante top. So I'm a little bit curious.
Yeah, I think when you blind an ADC, it's usually going to be something like the Yunara, just from the strength of the pick, or even like the Poke Varus, which is fairly stable, reliable in lane. The Zeri, definitely a bit questionable. I have not quite seen it in a long time, so maybe Habibi Poppy on this pick can kind of pop off. On the other hand, the Wukong, Leona, we're talking about agency. Those two have a heck of a lot of agency as they can make plays any point in the map, any part of the day. We're going to be seeing a lot on the side of Azister and Build to his beater.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing the draft flip a little bit now. Wukong and Leona is a strong skirmishing combo similar to the Jace Nautilus from last game, and yeah, that's what I was just about to say. The Zeri would want some kind of enchanter or some sustain champ alongside her if he's going to be laning against a mage from Evan the Bank, and Yumi is probably close to the number 1 pick, the best possible pairing you can get. So Zeri Yumi, a timeless classic being locked in.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I really don't like it. I think when you lock in the Talia, you really are kind of opting in for kind of CC heavy chain combos. When you lock in a Yumi, it's not exactly great for the Talia. It really means the Talia has to play and prioritize another lane in the map. So potentially it could be saved with like something like a Pantheon pick with a very strong bruiser top lane that can really kind of take away the game. But I'm not quite sure that's what Silk Road Shaitans want. Like Camper on Duty is usually known for this off-roll kind of weak side top lane, playing Ornn, playing Scion. So I'm kind of curious what Silk Road Shaitans, maybe they have something up their sleeve. Maybe I'll be surprised.
Yeah, they're really doubling down on this top counter pick to try and punish Bread is very yummy. Might be leaving Swain open again. I believe, did they double ban top last game? I don't remember what the last 2 bans
So
were.
I think they banned 1 jungle, 1 top lane. The J4 was banned from Untitled, and Silk Road Shaitans, they banned the Wukong. Urgot was banned last time too, so Bread is very yummy will be off that champion.
Yeah, I wonder if they're baiting him into Swain or into something else. I don't know him too much as a player, but if there are these weird picks that they're really trying to target, trying to bait out from him, and they have some kind of pick prepared, then that might be the plan here.
Yeah, I will say I don't really like the Swain into the Zeri, Yumi, Talia. It's like you don't really have access to them. So I would not be surprised if maybe Bread goes for something like a diver. Maybe even like a Camille, Aatrox, anything like that. Maybe not Aatrox, but something with a bit more access to the backline.
Yeah, final ban being Cassandre, so these double weak side champs being banned. Not really any super safe tank weak side champs. Maybe Malphite, maybe Cho'Gath available. For Camper on duty. Mundo being locked in is a flex. We'll give them some extra draft resources here.
Yeah, I think realistically it is going to be Jason the Other on that Mundo. Really strong towards the mid game. I think once you get 1 to 2 items, you can really take over a game, especially with a Yumi on your back. You're just really unkillable. In this case, Trundle possibly going to bed is very yummy. Just maybe blind pick.
Yeah, the Trundle top blind. If that is Mundo top, it's kind of nightmarish up there, but highly doubt again. And finally, the flex being revealed as it will be Hui bot most likely. This is Ori bot, but Ori being still available on the 5th pick in game 2 is pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, I really like it, considering you also have Wukong. So you have the delivery system, you have someone that can kind of send it with you, but also Wukong has support behind his back as well, right? You have Azistar on the Leona, you have Bread on the Trundle, so you're not going in by yourself. You have a lot of support behind you to be able to go for this wombo combo play, as it might be a switch up in the jungle as well. On the side of Silk Road Shaitans, they have the Vi covered.
Yeah, that actually is Mundo top. They did elect to take Dr. Mundo into Trundle. No, in the jungle, that matchup is pretty Mundo favored, I've heard, but in the top lane, things might be entirely different. So, and the Vi on 5, this, I don't know. Both these reps are interesting.
Yeah, I'm starting to like it a bit more. Obviously, before I was saying I think Silk Road Shaitans maybe messed up by just locking a Yumi very early with Talia. But I think the Vi plus Talia, you can really make a play on any side of the map as long as those two are together. So I think it's really on Hoptic and Jason to link up and play around their ultimates. I really want to see them burn some flashes, make use of those timers, and I think kind of come alive in this game number 2. Because last game, it was really them playing on the back foot, not really getting anything done until those mid-game team fights. Untitled, coming in strong. Let's see if they can maintain their lead.
Yeah, I will say Zeri is not great into mages, and there's 2 of them, so this will be a little bit hard. But if Habibi's got hands, I believe.
Yeah. You think it's an eggs on Habibi basket?
Well, they locked in the Yumi, so they don't really have any other choices. However, Mundo is good into these mages, but the Trundle will be there to just hit him in the face forever.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Both these top laners are not super great 5v5 champs. So I wonder how this top lane will go. If Jason the Other elects to path top again, that may be completely different from pathing towards the Scion versus a Mundo, because Mundo can run a game from like, or run half the map, right, potentially.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I'm kind of curious also, just like Bread, I think was able to play the weak side really well last game. I think being able to go for that fast cheater recall and then have the wave bounce back into him really just shows his macro sense. But in this case, I'm also kind of curious about this bot lane. It's not really too often that we see something like a Hui down here, so I was just curious, have you had any experience ever laning into like a Hui bot lane or anything like that?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of mage bot players, and mages, especially right now on this patch, are pretty strong bot lane. Champions that are pretty auto reliant, like Zeri, like Jinx, like Aphelios, these champs, typically are the ones that struggle most into these mage lanes, because all their pressure and all their strength in lane comes from range and from extended trades, or yeah, from just trading with autos. So play will be pretty tough for Zeri. However, I feel like the all-in is actually pretty threatening from Zeri Yumi. It's deceptively strong. I feel like at 6, both these champs just have insane sustain. If you take cleanse, they have no way to lock them down. If you flash the Hui ult, the Hui will just die, I think, like straight up.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's very swingy after 6, but besides that, it's pretty mage favored for Hui.
Yeah, I think it's even fine if they don't even get kills, if they just burn the Blaze Flash. It's such an easy target for the side of Jason the other and Hop Deck. You have that Weaver's Wall, you have the Cease and Desist. A Flashless Hui is a dead Hui in this case. We'll have to see if Untitled, I mean, can make use of their lane priority, can make use of their strong jungle support duo to kind of salvage any potential, I guess, plays from the side of Silk Road Chaitons.
Yeah, well, you did point out that Taliyah doesn't want CC to be able to knock people up off of, but it does help that there are 4 dashless champions on the side of um, Untitled. So anyone besides the Wukong should still be pretty easy to knock up if you land like the slightest slow on them.
Yeah, we will be heading into game number 2, as once again, Untitled up 1-0 over the side of Silk Road Chaitons. Silk Road Chaitons kind of eager to get a win back in their favor. I'm kind of curious about your thoughts on this bot lane ward. We've seen a lot of different strategies from teams. I think the meta play is to drop a ward in the center. It's kind of evolved in some cases where people buy sweeper, they drop their own ward, or just 5 points to a completely different area. I was wondering, have you had any experience with this on your team? Any secret deets?
Yeah, this bush, like even in last season before the super fast minion spawns, fighting over this bush in level 1 completely determines how the lane goes, like up until your first back almost. Especially when you are the ones that don't have prio. If you're able to get this bush, it buys you a lot of space and a lot of time. So you can play around that a lot. Especially with a champ like Leona, you don't get pushed into this lane super easily. Your Hui can push it, but it will expend a lot of cooldowns and mana early game. But Leona being able to hold that bush would be huge, especially being able to insta clear it the way no other champions really can.
Yeah.
So that
So a
bush is
couple of
pretty
things as
important.
well. It looks like Bread is opting in for the Ignite. He's also on the Wukong.
Oh,
Not
I
sure.
just noticed Wukong top.
Yeah. Dota 2's beaters on the
Oh,
Trundle. He's taking the Trundle into the Vi. Um, so yeah, Bread. I'm kind of curious what he has here. Obviously, Ignite Wukong can be very deadly early on, but also very susceptible. You don't have that TP until you get that quest evolved.
yeah, I have heard about this bread is very yummy Wukong tech. The cleanse comes out early, a good dodge. Will even the trade, but the Yumi key doesn't land. Cleanse being burned this early is pretty huge, especially when that quench was pretty inconsequential. In the top lane, Red is yummy, scrapping it out once again, no surprise.
Yeah, that's one
The
of those
BB
things
Poppy,
with the
yeah.
TP into Ignite matchup, though. Bread, I mean, if you don't get a solo kill here, you could easily kind of lose your lane. But I think if he's able to push in this lane, shove in the wave, then I think he'll be in a fine spot. Um, Otherwise, you can easily get frozen on. Camper can just TP back, has no risk of dying. I think Bread here is quite comfortable.
Yeah, he goes for the cheater recall again into the push. Resistor will spot out Jason the other. And Trundle's early clear is pretty good. BB Poppy does have the dash forced out. We'll have to kite back, and that is probably the scuttle and full prio being seeded over to Untitled in the bot side.
Yeah, I mean, that's rough. You got the cleanse burnt. Resistor and Evan Bank being able to control priority over those bushes means that Dota 2's beater will be able to secure the crab, can even walk up or maybe the second crab up in the top side. Uh, Maybe pay a visit over to Hop Deck. But we'll probably just reset here. Oh,
Oh, the E comes out from Leona. Smaller trades. All this poke is slowly starting to add up. BB Poppy, he's running out of HP, and Schmiedlock's starting to run out of mana, too.
wow,
Oh,
it is
Sunflake
getting
barely
dicey.
misses. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
what the heck?
okay.
What just happened? Hoptech, are they just killed 40 to Envy? I didn't even see it.
Yeah, Hop Deck just solo killed for you to envy. I mean, he had the Q landed and then he followed with the flash so that the rocks, the secondary and tertiary rocks would land. So BB
Oh
Poppy,
my
oh
god.
my goodness. I think the heal just barely saved him from Schmiedelock.
Yeah, the Ignite drops and bread is very yummy. All ins, but Jason the other is there in time.
Um,
We'll try to predict the flash from bread is very yummy. will turn back around to give up his life in the end.
They're diving.
A huge kill on the top lane. Habibi Poppy having flash forced out. Zenith Blade will land. Azister will be able to flash out to a clean dive. Let's see if Schmidlock will be able to chase down the Leona.
Oh, hop
But
tech.
here comes Hoptech. He might be able to skirt around the wall to try and pick up his Ister. I don't think Evan the Bank will be able to do anything. Maybe the root will land, but it misses. The size or the rocks will land. Hoptech comes to pick up a kill in mid or bot.
Yeah, Hoptech's having a good performance so far. He's not really going to miss too much of the CS from this wave either. You see the Talia has the passive. We'll just immediately run back to the mid lane. Misses maybe 4 creeps, 5 creeps, but overall, having a kill like that is really important for the Talia to get started. And Jason also with a kill in the top lane. I'll be quite happy. So this jungle mid duo, I mean, that's the eyes on them. So kills going to them is quite good.
Yeah, once again, they're off to a good start. Camber on duty, getting good trades onto this Gong. Down to half HP just from one trade.
Yeah, I think on the other side, Evan DeBank and his sister, really nice dive, 2v2, actually, balling fight.
Yeah, B Poppy should have the E up, or he doesn't. He's just gone. Schmidlock shortly to follow. A great pillar traps them into Dota 2's beater.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I don't know if maybe Habibi Papi maybe used the E beforehand, but it's quite easy to avoid a Trundle gank as long as you're next to a wall. You just any E over and Yumi will follow you, so not too much threat there, but the fact that the pillar came in, the fear came in right afterwards, it looks like Habibi Papi was not able to access that wall, and really easy kills pulled up there.
Yeah, this is exactly the opposite of what I expected. I thought Fred is very yummy would be cooking up here in the top lane, and they would be trying to help bot side a little bit more. But Jason the other, I didn't see where he started, where he elected the path, but he has been up here, and now the Wukong being on weak side is not Wukong is not the greatest weak side champ, I would say. So
Yeah, no TP either, so if you die here, you're gonna miss a full wave. Played really respectfully. He knew that Jason was up in the top side, so he left the turret. I think Hoptech also returned back to the mid lane, so now he's electing to walk back up. Has a bit more safety. But the wave is pushing back into camper on duty, so you see Dota 2 is beater. He's pulled up here. He has to be in the area. Weaver's wall,
oh,
actually.
briefcase is hurt. Weaver's wall goes out, and now he'll blast cone over the shockwave misses. Uptech will be able to run out a little bit longer here. Seismic shove onto for you to enemy to keep them off. Isn't the other elects to go in to try and pull them off of Hoptech? They're opting for the 2v3 to try and get out, but now here comes Dota 2's beater. The pillar lands, he will flash forward, he will slow down Hoptech. The chomp comes out, and Zenith Blade also will land 2 more for the troll in the jungle.
Yeah, well played there. I think Silk Road Shaitans, they're caught off guard by Azistar's pathing. I really think they're trying to make a play onto For You to Envy or Dota 2 is beater. Go for that Weaver's Wall into the Vi cease and desist. But suddenly Leona is in your face. You're not expecting that 2v3 when you thought it was a 2v2. And yeah, I think Hoptech may have Weavered Wall into a place he didn't want to go to. And 2 kills going over to the side of Untitled.
Yeah, great move from Schmidlock. Or from Easister, sorry. He's kind of running the map pretty hard right now. Their
Yeah.
bot side is winning.
I don't
And he
think
goes
Schmiedelock will be doing too much moving.
yeah, shouldn't have made that mistake. But the Zeri does get some room to breathe, though. However, with that roam,
Yeah, I think Heavy Puppy being able to push up to the lane, kind of push Evan DeBank out of the lane, has really evened up the CS, the bot lane. Obviously, Evan DeBank will be able to collect this wave here, but they were having like a 10 to 15 CS deficit. Now it'll be a bit more even. And once again, I think it's still eyes on Hoptic and Jason the Other. It's them to push the pace of the game, them to make some plays around the map. Jason the Other, after he takes these 2 bot camps, I really want to see him some action.
oh, Habibi Poppy getting pulled into a fight. Cleanse will be popped, and the ulti as well. Crucially, the Lunar or the Leona ult will miss. Habibi Poppy will just try and run out of there. The ult is still active, so he'll still have move speed. Now the pillar comes out. Habibi Poppy is able to dodge out on the play, but not the Trundle auto attack. Another gank and a double kill for Untitled.
Man, that is rough. I mean, Silk Crochet Tons, they had the bot side vision. They had the Trundle, for example, warded out with the Tribush. But I think it's just too late. Once the fight has started, it's really easy for Resistor to kind of just push on forward, land some few more stuns. Cease and desist actually coming in
Oh,
through.
just the other catching them. Here's the mid jungle of Sokro Shaitans. They're playing together like peanut butter and jelly. That's a double kill back for Hoptech and Jason the Other.
All right, the jugglers are coming alive. Trundle and Vi, very strong. Bread is very yummy. Cyclone.
Both are traded in the top lane, but the all-in from Wukong is strong. Is it strong enough? Ignite comes out, a flash from Cameron Duty to get him out, and here comes Dota to his beater. He's everywhere on the map. Another kill for the troll. 7 out of 8 kill participation for Dota to his beater.
And you see why he took Ignite, right? That Mundo ult was healing for nothing. And Dota 2's beater, nicely put, just is all across the map. Comes up here, takes the dragon, takes the bot lane 2v2, takes the top lane 1v1. And now, Grub's going over to him as well. I think he's doing quite well for himself there.
Dota to his beater just running the entire map on his Trundle. That was his note on the DMV
Actually,
entry. It was like rank 1 Trundle, rank 1 Skarner. And the flick will come out onto For You to Envy. But yeah, this is another one of his signature champs.
oh, there actually was no cease and desist, but for you to envy, I mean, obviously does not know that. Forced to burn the flash. And that can be a target for Jason to return to. Yeah, I think with the
Yeah,
fact that Dota 2's beater has just been popping off across the map, uh, it's really still no breaks on the side of Silk Crochet Tons. You can't be complacent. You have to still play forward. Maybe you can get a shutdown on the Trundle. I mean, he has a Triforce, not super tanky.
oh, another fight coming out in the mid lane. No flash for you to Envy. He just goes straight down. Dota to his beater. No flash as well. The seismic shock lands, and the VIQ to follow up as well. Can subjugation get him out of there? No. A huge shutdown for Hoptech. He's 5-1 now.
Yeah, no season desist needed. Jason didn't actually burn it. Optic is just landing these shoves. And he's seen it back to back. Another solo kill to For You to Envy. Sorry, For You to Envy. And the fact that they got a shutdown onto Trundle is so critical at this point. Means that they get the dragon, they can return back to bot lane, and they didn't have to burn anything. The Weaver's Wall and the Cease and Desist are still available.
Yeah, this mid jungle from Silk Road Shaitan's doing so much heavy lifting. The gold is now in their favor off of that map state before. And yeah, Talia doesn't have a lot of setup in this comp, but it doesn't matter when they don't have any dashes at all. He just sets it under their feet and flicks them backwards.
Yeah, I will say, the bot lane items, it is not looking pretty. Evan DeBank has a full Seraphs. Meanwhile, the Baby Poppy, he's still on that Berserker's Greaves. Actually, what the heck? Cyclone.
Yeah, Cyclone pops out already. Spread is very yummy. All inning onto Camper on duty, and with no flash available, this Trundle just comes up, and the kill goes over to Bread is very yummy.
Yeah, it was surprisingly simple. I mean, Camper on Duty even had the ward in the Pixel Bush. Knew that Dota 2's beater is there. I mean, the Cyclone just comes on in, the Ignite pops, and they just run him down. And it's as simple as that. Hoptech here wants to have some payback. Has the Weaver's Wall. We could be seeing a play.
Yeah, here's another flashes in, and the combo lands onto Evan the Bank. Now Lightning Crash secures the kill. Crucially, a kill going over to Habibi Poppy. Some gold over for the Zeri is huge. Almost drops to the turret, but he is out of there. There's that mid jungle link up that you were talking about.
Yeah, cross map on both sides. You see, Untitled makes a play on the top lane, immediately responded back in the bot lane by the Silk Road Shaitans. Don't do his beater. I mean, sorry, For You to Envy has a bit of a nicer time here, is able to relieve some pressure, push in the mid lane off Hoptech roaming. But yeah, I think Habibi Poppy really needed some kills, really needed some pressure as well towards himself. And I think once the Zeri starts getting some items, maybe you can start seeing him come a bit more alive, make a bit more action. But until then, he's just seeing 0 item Zeri.
Yeah, the Yumi roam. You said this Yumi couldn't move, and now the Yumi roam secures another kill for Hoptech.
No one expects the bush cat.
No one. Definitely not me. BB probably is going to be weak sided here. Does have the cleanse and flash available, so it'll be pretty hard to dive. And now the roam will be called from mid. No Weaver's Wall, so they'll just be able to walk out.
Yeah, that's what I love from both of these teams. I think you'll see these creative plays. For example, Schmiedelach just roaming towards the mid lane, but it's immediately responded as well by the side of Untitled. You see them getting a plate in the bot lane. every action comes with a reaction, or it should. As Jason might also be down here without
Yeah,
hop
another
tech.
play might be happening, but no cease and desist, no hard engage, nothing will happen there. Camper on duty finished the warm-up, so he might be chilling a little bit harder in the top lane now. We can see the HP differentials are starting to become pretty massive with each briefcase that lands. Red is very yummy all-ins, but Camper on duty will call the bluff. He might just chase him down. Chooses not to, as Doja Who's beater is hanging around in the top side.
Yeah, despite the 2 kills onto Camper on duty, Camper's been doing quite well in this lane. Up on CS, surviving quite well, taking us some nice trades versus Red is very yummy. Bot lane, it looks like the side of Untitled wants to hit this turret, but they're not quite there yet. Hop Tech and Jason are roaming down.
He probably does have to pull the cleanse early. Lightning Crash will give him some move speed and he'll dodge out on the solar flares. They chase out on the backside. The Weaver's wall comes out, and Evan the Bank might just get soloed up, has to flash out, and now Isister will be stuck in the middle of 4 people. Spiraling Despair comes out. Where did Brand is very yummy come from? The TP from the Wukong. The finished quest comes out, and Brand is very yummy will be able to secure the kill. Now Schmiedlock is trapped by himself in the back as well, but he will go down. But now here comes the shockwave.
No
Maybe Brand is very
way!
yummy will still live. He's hitting, and he's still alive. A super play, a 1 for 4 from what seemed like a guaranteed win for SRS.
Yo,
And now they just collapse.
Brett just comes out of nowhere, as he said. I didn't even see where the TP was. Was it just in the middle of the lane? But anyways, he just ignites the fight, comes in with a Cyclone, turns it immediately, and somehow, with For You to Envy flashing forward, landing the shield onto him, that shockwave saved him.
What? He just came in like Superman, bro. What a savior. Again, this guy using his top lane prio that he earned to move and win the other side of the map. We saw it last game on the Dragon. We see it this game, picking up a triple kill and living. What a play from him.
Yeah, Dragon, however, spawning in 20 seconds, so all those summoners burned, all those ultimates burned. That'll come into fruition here. Jason the Other almost has a cease and desist. Dota 2 his
Yeah, we
beater already
see
has a subjugate, so a bit of an ult advantage on
everyone
the
is
side of Untitled.
everyone is hanging around mid lane now. Action might happen as 4U to Envy shows on the bot wave. That gives the cue for SRS to play a little bit more aggressively here. Now, BB Hoppy standing in the face of Evan DeBank, dancing a little bit in front of him to try and dodge abilities. The Dragon will be started by Silk Rush Shaitans. Now 4U to Envy moves up.
Yeah, no
Herald
TP
will be
on
dropped.
Bread, so he won't be here for the fight. It will be responded immediately with a Herald, so once again, action for a reaction.
The Herald teleporting a little bit forward, but mid turret secured for their efforts in the mid lane. As Untitled continue to pressure the map. Dota's beater running in to bite the Raptors away from Jason the Other. Mid turret plus Raptor camp worth.
Yeah, overall not bad. I mean, if you're the side of a team with Zeri and you have 2 dragons, you're very comfortable. Gives more time for the Zeri to scale up. No threat of soul anytime soon. As we see, Jason the Other in the bot lane with Hop Tech. Cease and desist
Yeah.
available.
They might be looking for a dive onto 4U to Envy. 4U to Envy, a good spot out on Hop Tech, but is it enough? Does not have flash available, so the seismic shove is guaranteed. Shockwave will chunk them back, but a good pickup on the side lane for SRS.
Yeah, really well played. I think knowing that 4 to Envy does not have the flash available, it's just easy picking. Even under the turret, you're not safe. As Jason the Other lands that cease and desist. Meanwhile, mid lane, Heavy Poppy comfortably farming.
Yeah, now that BB Hobby's been able to swap up to the mid lane, some more pressure has been alleviated from him. He's just slowly farming. I will say that I don't really like the static Shiv first item. I feel like that item is literally only built by Senna these days. As Weaver Wall comes out on the top lane, Red is very yummy. Does not have flash, does not have W available, I believe, either. He might be able to pick up the kill back, but no. Camper on duty lives, and Red is very yummy, will fall.
Yeah, Camper's healthy enough they can go for a dive.
Now the play is continuing. Ghost pops out from Hoptech, and 4U to Envy just steps up a little too far again. Hoptech is just putting on a masterclass, being everywhere he needs to be and picking up all these kills in the side lanes.
Yeah, you thought Dota 2 is beater is all across the map. Hop Tech is making his return across the globe. as he's moving from bot lane to top lane, now resetting. Maybe he'll go mid lane. We'll never know. And that gives Habibi Poppy some pressure to push up through his mid lane, almost take this turret. He's kind of walking forward.
Yeah, this gold lead just keeps changing hands over and over. The game is so close. It's a good play from Untitled, and then it's a good play from Hoptech, and it's a good play from Untitled, and it's a good play from Hoptech. It's such a close game.
I mean, the gold is only 500 apart, so overall, these teams are basically dead even. And I think you have to look towards the items here. 2 item breakpoint from a lot of these members. Dota 2 is beater, Birds are yummy, have both Triforces, have their second item. Habibi, we saw him behind the entire game, now completes the second item as well. I actually have no clue what this is. The Fiend
Uh,
Hunter Bolts.
so Fiend Hunter Bolt is just like you turn Super Saiyan for 3 autos after you ult. Great Yunara and Zeri item, but the item needs base AD and crit, which Static Shift doesn't really give. So like these Zeri might be 2 items, but these are really fake 2 items. If it was Yuntal into Feed Hunter, or even if it was like Kraken into Feed Hunter, it might be okay. But I feel like it's really weak right now.
Yeah, so what I'm getting at is Habibi needs that Infinity Edge to kind of get had true power spiked before he's actually kind of breaking up these team fights. And right now, Untitled, I mean, they're making use of this. They have a push cap?
Yeah, Jason the Other will just tank up all the damage of Spiraling Despair in the corner, as Jason the Other does lose half of his HP and will be forced out of the jungle. Flash and Yumi ults used. That's a great amount of tools that they need.
Yeah, that was very anticlimactic. I was not expecting that. I thought Jason might just turn with the cease and desist, but they opted in for a bit more a reserved playstyle, just burning the flash, giving up the objective. They have 2 dragons, so overall it will be 2-2. Oh, actually, sorry, the dragon's not spawned. I just thought they were fighting over a dragon.
They're fighting over the bush.
They're fighting over the bush, yeah. Wow, Hoptic completed a death cap though. So he's on his 3rd
Three.
item, really far ahead of the team. I think right now it's kind of decided of whether Untitled can land a Cyclone or something onto him. Shut down Hoptic, because if you do get that damage onto him, then you can easily break open the fight. On the other side, Hoptech, you have to be careful. You have to watch out for the Wukong, watch out for that Shockwave. And it's on the team to basically be beefy front line, bulk him up for him, and do their job.
Yeah, Hoptech is kind of all the damage right now, and he's gonna get collapsed on. The pillar comes out to trap him, and the Cyclone will not land. That's a great Talia E, but that Shockwave lands on 3, and Hoptech will go down immediately. Now, Habibi trying to kite onto the back line, but he will not be able to lift flashes into Bread is Very Yummy, and that will go down a 5-0, seemingly out of nowhere. A great engage by Bread is Very Yummy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was just saying, Untitled, easily just chance, like, just go for Hoptech if you can see the angle. Hoptech just kind of walked towards mid lane, no one really in front of him, and you see, it was as easy as Dota 2's beaters going for a pillar and starting off the fight. That went into a Cyclone, Hoptech's forced to flash, cannot dish out any damage at all, comfortably. And then it just cleaned up right afterwards. The Shockwave, very brilliant. And they're taking a Dragon and Baron at the same time for this play.
Yeah, what went from an even game to now probably over 6K in a gold lead. Oh, it's only 4K. Never mind. But still, pretty significant swing. Just seemingly out of thin air. Just it's off of Hoptech getting caught.
Yeah, the thing is with the Baron this early, look at how many turrets are available. You have the top lane tier 1 turret, mid lane tier 1 turret. Oh, actually, sorry. Mid lane is Oregon. And you have the tier 2 turrets in the outer lanes. Uh, I'm expecting Bread is Very Yummy and For You to Envy. Be able to push it through the side lane. Um, and try to go for these tier 2 turrets of Poppy. He's getting chased down by Evan DeBank. And look how fast Dota 2 is beater. He knocked Schmiedalock away.
He's just gonna get caught. He had his W canceled by the pillar, and he's just gone just like that. Yumi off of Habib Puppy. You see how hard it is to play Yumi individually as a champion without having to just constantly be on your 80 carry. And now Jason the Other was caught with no flash as well. The Spiraling Despair will land decent assist to try and get some trade damage on. 2 teleports across the map as they try to siege on it, but Dota 2's beater just flashes straight under the tower, will knock down Hoptech by himself, chases onto Habibi Poppy. Will he have the move speed? Chomps down Habibi Poppy as well. Shockwave will be there to lock down the camper on duty, and that might just be game for
Wow.
Untitled.
And it just back to back to back. They're getting picks after pick. It first off with Dota2's beater, landing a pillow Ransu, Schmiedellock. Schmiedellock's gone. Now they find a pick onto Jason Yother with his sister landing the Zenith Blade. Gone. And then after that, Dota2's beater is just confident. He just flashes over the wall. And now the Nexus might be gone itself.
Yeah, Baron at 24 minutes. These inner turrets just melt like paper. Jason the other with no cease and desist charges in there to try and draw aggro off the turret. Now Habibi Poppy alive as well, but that is all she wrote. A clean 2-0 for Untitled.
Wow, okay. Well, that went from very even 37k gold lead to 37k gold lead to just Untitled just takes it within 5 minutes, I want to say. And yeah, I mean, can you say that was close when they just end within 25 minutes? That's
Well,
kind of
it was
crazy.
close. It was close until it wasn't. So
Yeah, exactly.
they were winning until they lost. That's basically what that was. But yeah, they just got the Baron and just rolled with it all the way into the Nexus. Great game too from Untitled. Hoptech tried his heart out, but wasn't enough.
Yeah. I think just that one critical misstep in the mid lane, being forced to burn the flash and then getting engaged on, really was a sealing deal that kind of let Untitled do whatever they want. And I think just in general, both of these teams played really well. We see it cross maps on both sides. If something happens in the bot lane, you'll see a reaction in the top lane. I really respect both the teams' macro. But yeah, Untitled just had the edge, and I think they're showing to be possibly the best in DMV as they move on to the 4-0 league.
Yeah, after this week, there will only be 2 left, and that might be decided literally being decided right now as the other 3L team is being played. But yeah, this team is just incredibly solid everywhere. Like incredibly solid jungle, mid, AD carry. Exister does plenty on support, and then also Bread is very yummy, pulling out spicy picks and being a rock in the top lane. They're just so incredibly well rounded.
Yeah. Would you give an MVP to someone? I'm having such a struggle to think of who
Yeah,
would I even
no, it's
choose.
so hard. I feel like it's either top mid or jungle from Untitled.
Yeah.
As much as Evan DeBank and Azister did, I feel like the impact from Bread is very yummy, Dojo's Buter, and For You to Envy was just huge. I think if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Dota 2.
Yeah, I would say the same.
So close.
We'll see. We'll see if he's here. I'll send him a message, see if he's willing for an interview. But yeah, I could easily say like bread is very yummy. Also very well deserving. Um, we saw that Wukong play in the bot lane really turned around the game when they were far behind. And the fact that I mean everyone, it's so hard to find an MVP. It really shows the strength of your team. The fact that all these players are so strong, you can even say like Evan DeBank not having a great performance as he has in like the relative past, still was winning in both of these lanes, had insane amount of pressure, a few slip ups, dying a few times, but it's kind of expected once you're playing those mage bot lanes, really easy targeted. It's just an impressive team. It looks like he said
Yeah.
yes, so. Hello,
Yo,
congratulations on moving on to 4-0. Really
yeah, thank
went
you.
from what felt like an even game. I mean, you probably didn't see the gold, but it was 37k to 37k in the mid game, and then suddenly your team
Oh
just
my
turns it
gosh.
around. Um,
Yeah,
do you want to comment about like kind of
yeah,
that
like
mid game team
that
fight, like
mid
what
game was a little
happened?
rough. I mean, they found some really good picks on the in the mid lane with the Vi and Talia pick. Those were pretty strong. We were kind of worried about Talia, but we knew that like if we took her down, they basically like once Hogtag's dead, like on Talia with all of their gold. I don't know like what the gold distribution was like, but like he just had to be our target. We had Brent like going in with the Wukong R. We knew we could lock him down and get him killed with the Wukong R into the Ori R. As long as we had that shit, we knew we were done.
Yeah, can you there's a very crucial teleport that Bread is very yummy pulled
Oh
onto the
my
bot lane
gosh,
at
dude, he's
flip
the goat. He's
picking.
the goat. I don't
Yeah,
know
can
how
you
he
can you talk
saw
about
that.
what the comms were like, or what was going on when that
Yeah,
happened?
So I think it was like on top side settling the freaking Herald while that was happening, but Brent was like he's so confident in these teleport flanks that he does. I think they're like really really strong. We have uh we have like really good I guess a really strong top laner is what I'm thinking, but um yeah, so the cons were like he was calling out a TP flank while our bot lane and our mid just focused on the team fighting. And it was basically quiet and him just like really confidently saying he was going to TP flank. Everybody else was a little bit cautious or hesitant, but I don't know. He found it. He pulled it off. It was really strong. I think that was the beginning of a 3v4 in the bot side. So them being able to last long enough for Envy to rotate with the Ori ball, that's so crucial for the game, honestly.
Yeah, some highlight plays. Even towards the end, I think your guys' team fight is pretty crazy. He's got pick after pick, and then suddenly we see you flash over the bot lane wall, go for triple kill
Yeah,
from there.
yeah. Trundle is such a meatball after getting the freaking what is it called? The Dead Man's Plate. He can basically go into anything, and I knew Talia was basically one shot, so it was just like a game ender essentially.
Yeah, I want to talk about some of the unique aspects about your team. Obviously, one of the things that come to mind is draft for me. You guys start off by blind picking your mid lane, and then you just pick a mage bot lane as well. In this case, the
Yeah,
Hwei was a brilliant first pick because you can
actually
either go to
mage
Evan the
bot.
Bank or you can
Yeah,
go to your mid lane as well.
yeah,
And somehow you are maybe the most conventional player playing a
yeah,
Xin Zhao, the Trundle. So I guess can you talk about like some of these spicy picks, like your top lane as well has, I mean, he's being banned out from like Alawi and the Urgot. What's it like playing on this
yeah.
team?
He's got a really strong pool. He has like a I think he has like a 4 or 5 champions that he like plays consistently, and they're like pretty. I would say a little bit off meta maybe for the top lane conventional picks, but it's really nice because it does draw a few bans every game we basically play, and then having the mid in the APC flex is just like really nice too. The only thing like uh the only thing like we need to think actively about because we know we're going to be playing those most of the time is just like what AD champs we're picking jungle, and then how I guess we want our like mid or whatever like remaining pick we have uh, to round out the comp. So it's so nice being able to flex mid and ADC. It's like it helps us out in draft a lot. And then Fred's Wukong pick, classic. I mean, it's really strong, and honestly, I think 90% of teams would expect that to go jungle. So
Yeah, heck, even we
really
were,
nice
we
dynamic
were like,
draft.
we opened up the game and we're like, wait, it's a Ignite Wukong top lane.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he was pretty confident. He likes that champion top lane, and I'm pretty glad because I enjoy jungle too. So yeah,
the
nice champ pools.
the other 3-0 team is playing right now, and if they win, you guys are guaranteed to go up against them. You have any thoughts?
Yeah, so I think it's Soy Kittle's
Exactly,
Predator
yeah.
Slayers. Yeah,
Mm.
and we've scrimmed against them before. I think that their team's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, I trust Envy to come out on top of Luke Killers. So
Okay, wow, okay. It sounds like
Okay.
Envy is this like mystery pickup, joins DMV and
yeah,
is just like stomping the competition.
he's demolishing every mid laner. It's like, I mean, for the like draft, I think he was 4th pick for our team. Like, it's super surprising to see him come out winning like 90% of lanes. It's kind of crazy,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, he's the goat.
All right, sounds good. Well, you are the first team to hit 4-0. So
Ew.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
I'm
Yeah,
sure the
yeah.
entire team is proud. And I believe with that, you also secure yourself for playoffs, I believe. I think there's 100% chance, if I am correct.
Nice.
So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, you guys
Let's
are
go.
probably locked in. All right. Well, thank you
Nice.
for the
Okay.
for joining us. Best of luck in your future matches. I wish better luck to any team that has to face you guys. Uh,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I guess they made it a short day for us, as that was a pretty swift 2-0. Any final thoughts, Prone?
Yeah, I'm just nervous to go against that team. Good mage bot players. Their draft is insanely hard to predict. You're just disadvantaged from champ select. It's a tough team for sure, but I would be excited to play them still, anyways.
Yeah, I believe you're playing this Sunday, right?
Yeah, Sunday 9 p.m. late ass
Yeah.
match.
All right, well, tune in tomorrow. We'll possibly have a stream tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. We have Knights Radiant versus Big Back Juds. And at 9 p.m. EST, we have In Brigade versus Pillars of Positivity. Both those teams, 0-3, desperate for their win. Only one will come out, to say the least. So I'm pretty excited there. Yeah, stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting games this week as we're starting to get towards that playoff season. Closer and closer. We're now more than halfway past that Swiss stage. Any expectations for this Sunday while you're here
um,
versus Kibble Crunchers?
expect a banger. We've been prepping some new stuff, so
All right, sounds
you know,
good.
we had to change a few things around. We dropped 2 games, so going in with some new stuff. Just expect the banger.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see if you can do some draft picks like Untitled today. Anyways, thank you all for joining. It's been a pleasure. Uh, stay warm.